is a tale of two cities. Very similar cities. Each about the same population, each the same distance from Brisbane City, one to the west, one Bayside. One is called Redlands City and sits on sparkling Moreton Bay with its islands and lifestyle. Not long ago it was the fastest growing shire in Australia, the jewel in the crown in southeast Queensland. The other city is called Ipswich, just a large inland city with a heritage of coal mining and not much else. It struggled. And while Redlands City residents basked in the sunshine of growth, we made jokes about Ipswich. Today, we're not laughing so loud. Today, the two cities are telling a different story. Today, Ipswich City is a boomtown that only in the last 10 years has created a world-class residential community, Springfield, and has grown to a boomtown of technology, aviation and smart business. Today, Redlands City is going backwards. No laughs, no smiles. What happened? Why? When did our city, Redlands City, lose its sparkle? Is it about rates? Well, yes, and then some. It's about incompetence at every level. Speaking of rates, Melva Hobson and all of her councillors except Burns and Williams have voted the biggest rates increase in Queensland in the last 3 years.
Ipswich Mayor Paul Pasali has stated that prior to this year, Ipswich had not had a rate increase in 10 years, except for CPI. Plus, Melva and her council voted to increase rates on commercial properties. It affects all businesses by a whopping 30% in the last 2 years alone. In this term, council has increased rates and levies revenue by around 45%, or $31 million, which is 3.5 times the rate of CPI. But Ipswich collected only $200 million in rates revenue this year, and they have 30,000 more ratepayers than Redlands.
I hate it when people talk about rates, and I'll be honest. What I want to talk about the return on investment. No one minds paying for something if you get a big return on investment. No one in Ipswich plays, because we have the sporting version, the cultural version. And last year, you know what I collected from Ipswich? $100 million in rates and charges. Guess what I spent? $526 million. Because I've got a plan. Because the people of Ipswich are not paying all the bills.
But look at what else hasn't happened. There's been little investment made on basics such as safe footpaths, street lighting and infrastructure for our children. Not enough council resistance to take over our water. Too little, too late. With Melva's council reluctant to take up the fight for residents and ratepayers. To maintain control of what the ratepayers of Redlands created out of our own pockets, water prices are about to rise dramatically. Under Mayor Melva's administration, large chunks of Redlands' rising rates have been wasted on projects and programs with no immediate or measurable benefit. We estimate in the last 2 years, at least $10 million has been wasted on legal costs. That's double what the previous council has spent in 4 years.
Hi, I'm George Harris. I've been very actively involved in studying the rates in Redlands City for probably the last 10 years. My concern at the moment with this council is the rates have gone right out of control. In the 4 years this council has been sitting, the rates have gone up over 40%, whilst the CPI has gone up 12.7%. Now, there is no reason why rates should be going so much more than the CPI. However, this council don't seem to be able to control their spending. They don't seem to be able to control their costs, both of which would reduce the rates to the general ratepayer. Remember, we've got a city with a lot of elderly people who are retirees, self-funded retirees or pensioners, and these people are on limited income, and it's getting to the stage where people are having to sell because they can't afford the rates this council are charging. When it's been put to the council prior as this cause, some of the considerations that council have said, they knew what it was like before they bought here. Why are they complaining now? Or, if you can't afford the rates, you can sell and leave.
$20 million of your rates has been wasted on conservation. That includes $85,000 spent on the design of a worthless website on koala education and tens of thousands of dollars on cinema advertising for that website. Millions have been wasted on buying land already protected for conservation and with no consultation with ratepayers. None. Guess what? The koala population is now 1/4 of what it was in 2008. Koalas are important. Our environment is important. But what we've spent has been misguided and hasn't worked. It's another council failure led by Melva that's come at great expense to the community and to the koala population itself. Koalas need smart, research-based approaches, not unworkable, tired environmental scare campaigns that stifle people's growth, cripple family growth and kill communities. No community, no people means no money to save koalas. $20 million was spent on conservation and koalas last year. Only $1.5 million on business development. Is something wrong with this picture? Where's the balance? The true meaning of sustainability is lifestyle, and ours is fading fast.
Councillor Helen Murray summed it up in the Bayside Bulletin September 23, 2009, when she said the needs of the koalas come first. She also said in the Courier Mail July 11 that year, I could spend all my time talking to ratepayers, but it's actually not my job. Well, actually, Helen, it is. The one huge problem with this selfish Green Council is they've all actually forgotten who they represent and who pays them $90,000 a year. The Mayor makes $150,000. All of us living in Redlands City are being treated with contempt by this current council as they continue to raise rates and waste money on stupid projects and ballooning bureaucracy. They say it's not their fault, and the fact that they believe that is just plain sad. Sad and frightening. So why does a region that has it all and fail, while the other region without the amenity and the lifestyle boom?
It's bad management, it's poor leadership, and it's a lock it up and leave it mentality that promises nothing to our future, less than nothing to our children. So where has the Redlands City prosperity gone? Where has all your rates gone? One answer is the increase in salaries, costs and contractors. In this term of council, they're the steepest in a decade. Despite this and the constraints of population growth touted by the Mayor, she proceeded to fatten the organisation by increasing the number of senior management positions by 50%. For example, employing 2 extra managers at once on a salary of $220,000 each, and has seen materials and service costs, which include consultants and contractors, rise by 36.6%, and the employee costs of the organisation rise by 28.9%. No one begrudges council workers getting fairly paid. No one. They too are ratepayers and residents, and many of council employees have complained of waste and poor management. The rot that starts at the top needs to be stopped, as ratepayers have nothing to show for this council's waste. Melva's council wage bill is a whopping $70 million a year, unfairly distributed across a workforce. We believe that worker wage and salary equity means it can be half that, and was not so long ago.
But what about the businesses in the Redlands that the council is supposed to nurture and grow? Business has closed their doors at an alarming rate, many leaving the region with their families.
When I bought this business 6 years ago, this street was like a licence to print money. Now it's gone from the centre of Cleveland to the dead centre of Cleveland. I can't believe that even when we told Melva that business was declining, the street was going backwards, 2 years ago she said all it needed was a tartar, and we've seen nothing. So now I close my doors.
Go broke, leave. That's the message to small business from Melva and her mates. Would you be surprised to learn that unemployment in Redlands City at the moment is 4.2% and rising? In Ipswich, it's gone down by 0.5%. So why is everything so wrong in Redlands City and so right in Ipswich City? The difference, vision and dedication to people and the future.
Let's not kid ourselves. If we wanted to live in Ipswich, we would, but we don't. We chose here as our right. It's also our right to have a council with a leader with a vision and a plan. There's no rhyme or reason as to why a city like Ipswich can achieve 2 universities and us none. And this council discouraged one that was ready to go. 2 TAFEs, Melba's team made it so hard for a large new proposed TAFE in Cleveland, and they've just gone away. This sad council applied for federal and state grants for infrastructure and development this year and got almost nothing. Why? No plan, no vision, no one's listening, Melba. We also lost to Ipswich Redlands' annual Cleveland Auto Spectacular, the organisers citing our council making it impossible to return here. Goodbye at $50,000 each year to the Redlands. Plus, goodbye to the historic Truck and Machinery Show, gone to Gatton this year, citing the same reasons. Goodbye another $50,000 annually. Again, organisers were thrown out by council 3 days before last year's event.
But wait, there's more. This council is broke. They admit to being $68 million in debt right now. We suspect it's much more. So where did the money go? And there's no point in asking Mayor Melva. We've tried.
Plus, Stratty's sold out. At least 400 jobs will go thanks to the Bligh, Hobson, Ogilvie Selfish Green Alliance. Paid parking at Wynham Creek. It could cost islanders up to $2,000 a year to park there. Bye-bye Barbara. Your sporting club's being sent broke by rates and charges. Did you know it costs this incompetent council $32 to process their stupid $16 green waste voucher? So much for free green waste. Dumb and dumber. What about Wendy Baglari bad-mouthing seniors who got 6,500 names on the parking petition? She said it's not worth the paper it's written on. Melva and her mates. So sad. We trusted them and have been let down.
So what happened to Southeast Queensland's beautiful Bayside, its jewel in the crown? As cities like Ipswich forge ahead, going from a coal mine to a gold mine, what should be Southeast Queensland's pristine prime hub has gone from Redlands to Deadlands.
No future for our children. No future for our grandchildren. No future for business. And no future for this, our beautiful part of Queensland, which is fast becoming too expensive a place to live. The train line now really does stop here. We're starving to death at a banquet. This council, led by Melva, talks and talks transparency. Well, I guess we've seen right through her and her mates. This whole council needs to go. So, the ramifications are simple.
Another 4 years of Melva and her councillors squandering our money will see our children's and grandchildren's future slip away. It's slipped enough already.
At Concerned Redland residents, we believe a livable city, a sustainable future, and a place to be proud of just won't happen without a change, without a new mayor and a whole new council. We deserve a Redland city we're proud to call home. Home for its people, the environment, and our communities. Let's bring pride, sustainability, and a future back to Redlands, back home next March. Make a difference. Join us and tell your friends.